Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And give this video a like up. Young and the Restless spoilers for next week show Sharon Newman, Sharon case, losing her temper and shouting out a death threat. And we also have Lily Winters, Crystal Khalil, exposing Damian Kane, Jermaine Rivers, and dropping a huge bombshell about his secretive background. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and we've got some juicy tidbits for the week of March 3 to 7 on Y&R. This is in advance of our full weekly spoilers video, which comes out as usual tomorrow. Let's get started with what Lily Winters, Crystal Khalil, is up to next week. Although she is still mad at Nikki Newman, Melody Thomas Scott, and Victor Newman, Eric Braden, for doing her dirty, Lily decided to leverage their guilt to get some information that she wants to protect the Winters family. That's why Lily told Victor if he got her info on Damian Kane, Jermaine Rivers, it would go a long way to wiping the slate clean between them. And boy, did Victor deliver. What's also interesting is that he doesn't just end things with getting this initial information and handing it to Lily. As we saw this past week, Victor assigned Michael Baldwin, Christian Jules Leblance, to dig deeper into Damian and his association with Aristotle Dumar. He is the elusive and possibly fictional billionaire from Washington, D.C., who reportedly owns the companies that Damian is now running. Lily is very worried that Damian is dodgy, and he even told her flat out that his presence in Amy Lewis, Valerie Pettiford, and Nate Hastings, seen Dominic, lives might be problematic for them. It was like Damian was trying to give Lily a subtle warning about himself, and that he may be a less than ideal family member they want to think about before they embrace. So next week's Y&R spoilers indicate Lily gets more information on Damian and what's going on with his business and his meteoric rise to wealth. Lily decides she can't keep it to herself any longer, so she gets together with Devin Hamilton, Brayton James, and Nate Hastings, seen Dominic, and fills them in on the research she's been doing on Nate's half-brother. Devin is going to ask Lily if there is more to Damian's story than they know, and she says, "Oh yeah, a lot more to it. There is definitely something dodgy going on with him, especially after hearing on Friday's episode that there's a dangerous side to Damian's best friend, Holden Novak, Nathan Owens, so there's obviously a bigger mystery about to unfold. Maybe we're going to find out more about how Damian and Holden met, and what is Damian's reason for cautioning Lily about him not being the best person to be in Nate and Amy's lives." Next is a spoiler about Adam Newman, Mark Grossman, and Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, with a side order of Chelsea Lawson, Melissa Claire Egan in the mix. Adam and Chelsea are pretty much dating now and canoodling, although they tapped the brakes on hitting the sheets together. Just an aside, I have to say last week Y&R gave out spoilers that were extremely misleading from their official press conduit. One was that Adam and Chelsea gave in to temptation, and I'm sorry, 2 minutes of making out on the sofa is not giving in to temptation. There was another spoiler about Victor warning Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow, about Sharon. That's really not how any of those scenes went down. And then there was another that said Audra sets boundaries with Holden, also wildly off the mark. All she did was ask him to step away while she had her private conversation with her friend Sally Spectra, Courtney Hope. Just very misleading stuff. So when I do the weekly spoilers video tomorrow, I'm going to be cautious about anything that seems too exciting and let you guys know, because I just don't trust them anymore. Maybe they've got AI writing spoilers or a really lazy intern or Josh Griffith, who, as we know, can't write anything very well. Alright, back to what's happening next week. Adam and Chelsea are at Crimson Lights having coffee, and Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, drops by their table. We all know Billy is starting Abbott Communications, which is pretty much a competitor of both Chancellor Communications and Newman Media. Maybe Adam got wind of this because he asked Billy if he is about to officially launch an attack on him, Newman Media. Adam asked that in front of Chelsea, and I have no doubt Billy's going to deny it because he is lying and denying and telling everybody he is done with his vendetta against Victor and the other Newmans he dislikes. Alright, now let's get to the spoiler I'm most excited about that has to do with Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford, and Sharon Newman, Sharon Case, who are still captive inside the psychiatric hospital next week. Although on Friday, they have this brief moment of peace where they agree to work together to get out of this mess, and they chat over coffee after they wake up cuddling on the couch, which of course creeps them out. Then things get inflammatory between them again. It's like they have a truce, and it lasts 35 seconds. By next week, Phyllis is completely and totally unhinged, which is kind of a state of normalcy for her. She cannot take another moment of being in captivity with Sharon and playing these twisted riddles and games with this unseen person holding them captive. Apparently, there's a small window in the room they're being kept in, although it's up high and you can see sunlight through it. And just by the way, is there a toilet or just a bucket? I don't like to think about things like that, but you. Anyway, Phyllis gets her hands on a metal folding chair, and she decides she is going to break through the window and tell Sharon she's going to bash it and then scream as loud as she can until somebody comes to find them. I mean, seems like a good plan to me, better than sitting there and waiting to see what happens. But when Phyllis goes to break the glass, Sharon starts screaming and wrestling with her to try and get the folding chair away from her. Phyllis is trying to fight Sharon off with all she has, and that's when Sharon starts screaming the death threat, saying that if Phyllis keeps on doing what she's doing, she is going to get them both killed. The drama in Genoa City reaches a fever pitch next week as secrets unravel, relationships are tested, and tempers flare. Buckle up, because The Young and the Restless is about to deliver one of its most explosive weeks yet. Sharon Newman has always been the pillar of resilience, but next week, the weight of recent betrayals and dangers proves too much to bear. After weeks of manipulation from Cameron's associates and the looming threats against her loved ones, Sharon finds herself backed into a corner. When she confronts Jordan, a woman with a dangerous agenda, emotions run high. As Jordan pushes Sharon to her limit, Sharon finally snaps. In a moment of unfiltered rage, she shouts a chilling death threat that leaves everyone stunned. Nick and Chance rush to intervene, fearing that Sharon's words might not be just an empty threat, but a declaration of war. Will Sharon truly take matters into her own hands, or is she playing right into Jordan's trap? Lily Winters has always trusted her instincts, but she never expected them to lead her to uncover one of the biggest scandals in town. As her relationship with Daniel struggles under the weight of secrets, Lily decides to dig deeper into the enigmatic newcomer, Damian. What she finds is beyond shocking. Damian isn't just a smooth-talking investor. He has a past riddled with deception, fraud, and a connection to a high-profile money laundering scheme. Armed with undeniable proof, Lily decides she can't stay silent any longer. At a glamorous Newman Enterprises gala, where Damian aims to secure his biggest deal yet, Lily interrupts the event with a bombshell revelation. As the guests watch in horror, she exposes Damian's true identity and his sinister past. The question remains, will Damian slither his way out of trouble, or is this finally the end of his reign of deceit? Meanwhile, Victoria Newman and Nate Hastings face a crisis in their already shaky relationship. Ever since Nate's betrayal of Chancellor Winters, Victoria has been keeping a close eye on him. Next week, she discovers that Nate has been keeping more secrets than she ever imagined. Victoria is torn between her feelings and her family's warning. She's no stranger to betrayal, but when she finds out that Nate has been secretly communicating with someone from his past, it forces her to reevaluate everything. Is Nate playing her for a fool, or is there more to his actions than meets the eye? Adam Newman and Sally Spectra's love story has been a roller coaster of emotions, but next week might be the defining moment for their future. After months of hesitation and pain, Adam makes a grand gesture to prove his devotion to Sally. But just as it seems like they might find their way back to each other, a shocking revelation threatens to destroy their fragile truce. A letter from Sally's past resurfaces, revealing a secret that could change everything. Will this be the final straw that pulls them apart, or is love strong enough to withstand the truth? Jack Abbott and Diane Jenkins are supposed to be in their honeymoon phase, but next week, their romantic getaway turns into a nightmare. An unexpected visitor from Diane's past crashes their retreat, bringing chaos and danger. As old wounds reopen and long-buried secrets resurface, Jack finds himself questioning if he truly knows the woman he married. Is Diane still hiding something, or is someone from her past trying to tear them apart? Phyllis Summers has been on a journey to redeem herself, but next week, she faces her biggest test yet. With her children barely able to trust her and her enemies waiting for her next mistake, Phyllis takes a risky step to prove she's changed. She teams up with an unlikely ally, Tucker McCall. Their partnership is unexpected and raises eyebrows, but Phyllis insists she knows what she's doing. However, when a deal goes south, Phyllis finds herself caught in a trap that could destroy any progress she's made. Will she come out victorious, or is she doomed to repeat her mistakes? Next week on The Young and the Restless, every character will be pushed to their limits. With Sharon's explosive confrontation, Lily's bold move, and a series of unexpected twists, fans are in for a thrilling ride. Who will come out on top, and who will be left picking up the pieces?